Breaking ahead at noon, a hit-and-run crash turns pretty costly. Now Cape Coral Police needs your help to find the truck driver who knocked out power to multiple people in this neighborhood.
Don't move, man.
He has a gun. Be careful.
Give me your hand.
Also breaking, new video of a man getting arrested after witnesses say he drove into a crowd of people. What we're learning about the incident.
Cape Coral trying to get people off well water and hooked up to the city. What's next for thousands of families who are currently dealing with the ongoing water shortage?
Don't move, man.
He has a gun. Be careful.
Give me your hand.
Breaking news here at noon, Lee County deputies released this new body camera video, which shows them arresting a man that they say drove into several people. Thanks so much for counting on Gulf Coast News on this Monday. I'm Elise Chingari.
And I'm Zoria Hoffman. Two witnesses shot at the driver along Maravilla Circle just off US 41 south of Hanson Street. Lee County deputies arrested Eduardo Matamoro for the alleged incident. Gulf Coast News reporter Mercedes Martinez is in the area speaking with neighbors about what happened overnight.
Right now, there is evidence the Lee County Sheriff's Office was here along Maravilla Circle in Fort Myers overnight, leaving behind caution tape wrapped around this mailbox. LCSO says one person was shot.
Where's the gun? Who? This one? Black shirt?
New body cam video shows people holding down a man accused of driving into a crowd of people on a driveway. Then you see a deputy handcuffing Eduardo Lando Matamoro. Two witnesses told deputies they chased after Lando Matamoro and shot at him. The suspect was shot in his shoulder. I spoke to a man who lives near where this happened.
I hate to see it anywhere, but in my neighborhood it's kind of different, but there again, it can happen anywhere.
That's so true.
I just wish we could all just chill out. I don't know what the confrontation was about, whether it was an assault, what it was. Kind of like you, we're just learning.
Gulf Coast News saw a black car get towed away. Deputies say Lando Matamoro drove into three people. They haven't said why as they continue to investigate. Reporting in Fort Myers, Mercedes Martinez, Gulf Coast News.
Breaking right now at noon, Charlotte County deputies arrested a convicted felon who they say fired several shots in a Punta Gorda neighborhood. Deputies arrested Curtis Robbins Saturday morning along Hibiscus Drive. They tell us he fired about 9 shots. When deputies responded to this neighborhood Saturday, they tried to make verbal contact with him, but they were unsuccessful. Robbins even told deputies, quote, "Shoot me." Drugs were also found. He then locked himself inside a home, but later surrendered.
More breaking news. Cape Coral police are currently investigating a hit-and-run crash. It actually knocked out power to multiple houses and caused $400,000 in damages. Police say Sunday morning's crash knocked down 6 power poles and multiple power lines, plus several parked vehicles. Well, they were just dragged, and many fences were damaged as well. The crash happened yesterday morning along Tropicana Parkway and Northeast 5th Avenue. You're taking a look at the scene there. Now, police say a semi-truck may have hit a utility line, dragging the power lines behind it. The driver then fled the scene. Take a good look at your screen here. If you know who was driving this truck, you're asked to call Cape Coral Police Department. And if you live in Northeast Cape Coral, you are likely getting letters about new requirements to connect to the city's irrigation system. We've been covering this story. Take a good look at your map. This is under the strict water restrictions because of dangerously low water levels at the Mid-Hawthorne Aquifer.
Gulf Coast News reporter Kennedy Mason is in Northeast Cape Coral with more on the letters and what you need to do to connect.
People in Northeast Cape Coral will see letters in the mail soon. If you get one, it means you're in the affected area.
We are lucky because we had ours dug deeper years ago, and it's now at 150 foot. So we're in pretty good shape, but there are people around here who have water. Their wells are at 90 foot, and they're not getting water. So it's like real bad.
Doug Woods and others in Northeast Cape Coral already experiencing the strict water restrictions as the Mid-Hawthorne aquifer is dangerously low, which supplies drinking and irrigation water to thousands of private wells. The South Florida Water Management District told Gulf Coast News just last week the aquifer is 10 feet below where it needs to be. Now the city is sending out these letters. If you get one, you'll have to connect to the city's irrigation system within 180 days or about 6 months.
And that is extra money. But we have no idea when they're going to have the correct pipe to put into our meters to go to our house.
You will either be charged for irrigation when you connect or after 180 days, whichever happens first. If you have an in-ground sprinkler system, you need a free permit and inspection to connect. Other things to know if you get a letter. A plumber has to do the connection. If city property is damaged, it has to be repaired before a permit can close. And you need a Kit A connection, which is a special outdoor faucet installed by the city. Cape Coral says most people already paid the connect fees, but if you want more water than your property is set up for, you may see extra fees. But with how much Woods is paying already, he's ready to move.
The only thing that's restricting us is my wife has a job and we can't move too far from there. We want to move, I'd say, further north, shall we say.
Cape Coral says if you don't get a letter in the mail, this requirement won't affect you. In Cape Coral, Kennedy Mason, Gulf Coast News.
Crime Stoppers need your help finding a teen they say broke into somebody's garage in North Fort Myers and stole an electric dirt bike. It happened last Sunday in the Crane Landing neighborhood in North Fort Myers. Crime Stoppers is looking for the person in this video. Take a good look here. If you know who they are, call Crime Stoppers.
A 47-year-old woman from Naples died in an overnight crash that happened in Arcadia. Troopers say a driver tried to pass another car that was going south on State Road 31 near Southeast Tennant Drive. That man crashed into the woman driving north around 12:30 this morning. We're told that woman was pronounced deceased there on the scene. The crash is still under investigation.
Hands on your back. Hands on your back. Let's go. Taser the boy. Taser the boy. Taser the boy. Oh, no.
You're seeing the video there. Lee County deputies arrested a man who attempted to rob an arcade and also shot a worker there. Lee County deputies released this video showing them catching up to that suspect along 3rd Avenue on Saturday after you can see the suspect while he led them on quite a chase. This is about half a mile from the Royal Arcade off US 41. Deputies say Levi Ross Jr. went into that business wearing a mask and tried to rob a worker, then shot that person right in the hand.
The guy who's working here tried to chase him, and he shot at him again, but he didn't hit him the second time. He shot him in the hand, but it's only the thumb who he hit a little bit, but he got caught.
Lee County Sheriff's Office says they also found the gun that was used. It was hidden at a nearby business.
From your Collier County News team today, we are working to learn how a victim is doing after a stabbing in Immokalee over the weekend. Collier County deputies say they responded along Oak Haven Circle for a robbery call just before 2:30 Saturday morning. The Sheriff's Office tells us one person was stabbed and taken to the hospital. So far, no arrests have been made.
We see them all the time on tour, turtles, dolphins, manatees, but to find, large mammals like that washed up, dead, otherwise in great shape. It looked like it had an abrasion on the head. But other than that, we don't really see them, washed up like that.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. A man in Naples is sending a warning after he says he found a dead sea turtle on Big Hickory Island near Bonita Springs. Nick Schwartz works for Paddle Naples, taking kayakers and paddleboarders out on the water. He says he found the dead hawksbill sea turtle Friday night during one of his sunset tours, and that's when he alerted FWC.
Every 200 yards out, I make a big, make out a big turtle, and I'm like, there's no way this thing's just here, So we get up on it, it's not moving.
Well, this comes a few weeks after a dead manatee was reported to FWC on Big Hickory Island. FWC says the sea turtle is now buried. Meanwhile, crews working on the Fort Myers Beach Renourishment Project found a 5th sea turtle nest. The town says contractors are grading and adding finishing touches to the berm. The project is now moving back to the north end of the island, rather. The town expects to be finished on June 30th.
All of a sudden, we noticed there was some kids on e-bikes that were doing wheelies in the middle of the road, and they were swerving all over.
From your Cape Coral News team, drivers, well, they're concerned after teenagers were caught on camera doing this. Wheelies on e-bikes. This was in the middle of Santa Barbara Boulevard. It happened on Saturday. Sarah Connor, who you were just hearing from, well, she tells Gulf Coast News that those kids, they were in front of her car. She caught this on dash camera. She says they were also popping middle fingers and swearing at her.
That's when they were really doing the profane things, got close to my car a few times. They're still popping the wheelies up and down, and it was very scary because it's it seems like they have control, but what if they hit some oil on the road or something and, the tire slips out from underneath them,
Sarah says she filed a police report with Cape Coral Police Department and hopes something can be done before someone gets hurt. We also reached out to Cape Coral Police Department to find out what potential consequences these two could be facing.
The Fort Myers Beach Town Council is holding its first public meeting right now about whether or not to add a boutique hotel to Times Square. The Fort Myers Beach Local Planning Agency voted down the proposal last month for a 31-room hotel. But Town Council, they make the final call on this. Residents have mixed emotions about this development.
This community needs the ratables, and anything we can do to increase the value and increase the pleasure of the people coming here.
We want to keep it the historical vibe. We like it the way that it was and that it is right now. We don't want to have it be like a hotel and everything because it's going to ruin the way that it is right now.
Well, the hope is to transform the former site of the Sunset Grill. The hotel would also have a pedestrian walkway, shops, and a rooftop bar. We'll keep you updated on what the town decides.
Coral reefs, they play a huge role for marine life everywhere, especially here in our state of Florida. But could artificial reefs provide better benefits? We're digging deeper. That's next.
Things aren't looking too great for the Florida Everblades. What to watch for as the playoffs continue.
A whole lot of sunshine right now across the Gulf Coast, but that won't be the case for everyone all day. I'll show you what communities have the chance, slim chance, for some rain.